What up, B Squad? It is me, JB, and we are here today, you guys, with Let's Get Into the Blogs, you guys. This is going to be the topics for the week of February 10th through the 16th. Now, I don't necessarily know what number this video is. I think it's 113, might be 114. I don't know. But before we go ahead and get into these topics, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into what is hot and what is trending this week, shall we? All right, you guys, so it's actually 1:15. All right, you guys, so the first thing that I want to talk about, let's see, where do we want to start up with? I guess we can start up with the continuation, because I've talked about this before, so we'll just wrap it up. So Fonnie, I think that's how you pronounce her name, Fonnie Willis, down there in Georgia. You guys know the one that is, handling the RICO case against you know who. You guys know that it had previously come out that she had a relationship with the prosecutor, the special prosecutor, right? And she really wasn't, she didn't say anything about it. But then last week, I think it was last week, she came out and said, yes, they did have a relationship, right? So this week, you guys know, you know whose lawyers, they are really trying to get her off of the case. And here's the thing, even if they get her off the case, it's not going to help him. The only thing it's going to do is get her off of the case, and then they'll bring someone else in. But I think what those people are hoping for is to get someone on there that will, you still got to uphold the law. But the interesting thing is with these Republicans, their people are so deep into his pockets and want to, appeal to his base because of their political aspirations. Because there's a campaign ad already on our news station here. There's this lady, her name is Shelly something, right? And she's like, she wants to work with you know who to put America first. And I laugh every time I see that commercial, because I think to myself, he's not trying to put America first. He's putting himself first. That man only cares about himself. He only cares about self, right? So they're trying to say that, she profited from, like lavish trips, rent paid and all that kind of stuff. But she said, I don't need no man to pay my bills. And I know they were questioning her about keeping cash, paying things with, different like cash apps and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, and like she said, I'm not the one on trial. He is. Like, your client is the one that's on trial. I was like, exactly. Like, y'all can, and she did nothing illegal. She didn't do anything against the law. Your client is the one that is, being on trial for this. So it's funny to me. But like I said, even if they do get her, even if they were successful in getting her removed, there's just going to be another person, there's going to be another DA that comes up behind her. And like I said, I feel like what they probably do want is a DA that is going to be lenient on this man. But the man broke the law. So it's fascinating. It's mind-blowing to me, you guys. It's mind-blowing to me. It's mind-blowing to me to think about this, right? Now, on top of that, I think he was just hit with how much was that loss? I think he just got hit with something in New York, right? The verdict. I think it's some kind of million. It's 355 million, and it's a 355 million civil fraud verdict. My God, does that man even have it? And here's the crazy thing. Those weirdos that idolize this man, right? They have a GoFundMe currently, and that GoFundMe is currently at $11,000. And it's like, so y'all are going to go broke for him. He doesn't give a fuck about y'all people. Like, I want y'all to stop saying, oh, he cares about this country. He's going to put this country first. He's not, but it is what it is, right? So you know who and his business were found liable Friday of inflating asset values and paperwork to lenders. But given that nobody lost money, this punishment smacks of political overkill. In a 92-page ruling, this is from the Wall Street Journal, whatever, he got hit with $355 million. So good luck to him. I don't care. I hope that, unfortunately, we do know that, we can the writing is on the wall, that the 2024 election is going to be a rematch of the 2020 election. And like I've said numerous times before, I'm not going to stress myself like I did in 2016 and 2020, right? I'm just going to urge everybody to get out and vote. That's the one thing I can do. And the one thing that I will say is I'm not going to tell you guys who to vote for like I said in 2020. I'm not going to tell you who you guys to vote for, right? But when you do go and vote for your best interest, right? Whatever that is. If you guys want a president who is already telling you that he wants to be a dictator, if that's what you want, that's what you want. Is Joe Biden the best option? I think he's the best option for me to go against, to make sure that man never sees the light of office again. My personal opinions, right? I know people might not agree with Joe Biden, but hey, you guys saw we've had now 4 years of Biden, and we had 4 years of who. You guys got to weigh the options. Which 4 years were better? Which 4 years were worse, right? And I want you guys also to understand that inflation, Biden has nothing to do with the inflation. I just want people to be informed of that. He has nothing to do with the inflation. He has nothing to do with the price of goods in the store. He has nothing to do with the gas prices. He has nothing to do with any of that stuff. So if you guys listen to what the Republicans say, because go back to 2022 when they were talking about, oh, we're going to be, we're going to bring down the price of goods. We're going to bring down the price of gas. We're going to work on inflation. And they got control. They have control and they've done nothing, right? So I want you guys to remember that as well. Now they're talking about inflation, but they are the ones who single-handedly took down their own inflation deal. But now y'all want to run on immigration. Y'all want to run on immigration, but y'all tanked your own immigration deal because of the orange man. But it's funny to me. The House is hilarious to me. The House, like House Speaker Mike Johnson, puppet, a big, huge puppet. Like, you guys came up with that deal and then didn't go through with the deal because that's what that man wants to run on. But, and I'm going to point this out because people have been arguing with me all week on Instagram about this situation with the immigration crisis, right? You know who had 4 years to do something about immigration? He did nothing in the 4 years that he had. Remember, his whole campaign in 2016 was to build the wall. That wall partially got built, right? And also remember, Mexico was supposed to pay for the wall. Like, somebody was arguing with me about that. I was like, he ran on the wall, building the wall. That wall is not built. And the person like, it's not going to be built in 4 years. I said, but it should have come further than what it is currently. It's like, and Biden stopped it because the American people were paying for that. That was coming out of our tax dollars. When that fool ran, he said, I remember his words, Mexico was going to pay for the wall. Mexico told him, we ain't paying for a damn thing. And Mexico stood firm on not paying for that fucking wall. So that's why we are where we are. So he wants to run on immigration. But again, he had 4 years to come up with some kind of an immigration reform. He did not. And I don't think if you put him back in the office for another 4 years, he's going to come up with anything. The man is a colossal ass clown. Period. Point blank. Do what you will with that. I ain't got nothing else to say. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next thing that I want to talk about is what happened in Kansas City this week. Now, I did talk previously about the Super Bowl, the halftime performance with Usher, and you guys can go check that video out. It's currently up. I put that video up, Monday, I believe I did. Put it up Monday, so go check that out. I talked about the concert. I talked about his halftime performance, and I even talked about Beyonce in the video. Go check it out. Now, the game. I did watch the game. I saw, when it first started, I was like, okay, this is going to be this is going to be a very low scoring Super Bowl because at first it was a field goal. Then we started seeing some, touchdowns. I was like, wow, it's going to be a low scoring, Super Bowl. But I was like, okay, cool. Now, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't going for either team, right? I can't root for the 49ers because of what happened with Colin Kaepernick. I'm just not going to let that go, right? And then with Kansas City, I think for me, I don't have an issue. I know people are sick of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, right? Doesn't bother me. Only thing that I will say bothered me with the Super Bowl was the fact that they kept zooming that camera up to her press box. It's like, my God, how many times y'all gonna show us that girl is there? And one other thing that I will say was kind of interesting was Ice Spice. Ice Spice was in her with her. I was like, wow, Ice Spice of all people. This just don't look like it go together. But okay, cool. So the game ended up going into overtime, and then Kansas City came through in the clutch, and they won it. I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't surprised at all. But cool. So Kansas City ended up winning, and then they had the parade this week, right? And see, this is part of the reason why I'm not big into crowds, you guys. I don't do crowds. I don't do crowds because it's just a no for me. Because I always feel like when it comes I'll go, like, you guys know I go to concerts. You guys know I went to Beyonce's concert. I plan on going to Usher's concert. No, I have not gotten my tickets yet. So the tickets went live. The general public tickets went live yesterday. But when I went on there, all the prices were marked up because, and it's what happened. It's what I said happened last week. Like somebody had to do something about these resellers buying all these damn tickets up at lower prices, but then want to go back in and resell them at a much higher price than what you got them for. I know that they passed some kind of legislation, but I don't know if that's gonna help a lot. Because I know that they passed a legislation about that they have to report that as taxable income, which that's a good thing, but that's not gonna do anything immediately. Like, do something. And the crazy thing is, I'll get back to the Super Bowl in just a minute. I'll get back to that, and I'll get back to where I was at in just a minute. But the interesting thing for me is, it's only certain artists, right? Beyonce, they did that to Beyonce last year. They did that to Taylor Swift last year. Now they're doing it to Usher. And I know Megan Thee Stallion is supposed to go on tour, so I'm pretty positive, not 100%, but I'm slightly positive they'll do it to her because there are going to be a lot of people who want to see her. The only person that they haven't done it to, Nicki Minaj. I know people going to feel away. Like, I saw last week where her fans like, oh, those are resale tickets on. No, they're not. Because if you go to Ticketmaster will tell you what's a resale ticket and what's not a resale ticket. All those tickets for Nicki Minaj are, first time buyers. Like, literally every last one of them are first time buyers. I honestly feel like she's going to have to cancel this tour because it's not selling. It's literally not selling. But yeah, something needs to be done about that. Now back to the Super Bowl, you guys. So actually, Super Bowl, we're done with the Super Bowl, right? Let's talk about yeah the parade, right? This is like I don't like crowds where it's just a big like you're all in one area. It's not like okay, in a ring, like when you go to a concert, you're in different rows. This you ain't in rows. If I'm like, and I'm very claustrophobic, so I don't like to be, like this closed in, clenched in to people, right? So I'm gonna be able to do it, and things like this is what scares me, right? There was another shooting. It's like, my God, why are we shooting? And then when I saw the people who were behind it, I was like, damn, they're black. But hey, I mean, you do the crime. I know that them people, they beat them and waited for, the police to come. But it's just like, why can't people just go out and just have a good time? You know what I'm saying? It's just, it don't make any sense. It makes no sense to me. But, you know, there are people that, and then when you think about it, like when you're in a crowd like that and you hear gunshots, people's innate reaction is to jet the fuck out of there, just start running, run, right? And then you trample over people, you just trample over people and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, my God, my God, my God, my God, today, right? And there was one death and many more people that were injured. It's like, why can't we go out? Why can't people just go out and just enjoy themselves and have a good time? Like, is it that hard? Is it that hard? Like, if you feel like you got to do all of this stuff, just stay your ass at home. And I don't know, it's terrible. Now I know that, and come to think of it, the parade, not the yeah, the parade was damn near over. So what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on here? But um, it is what it is, you guys. Congratulations to Kansas City. Rest in peace to the young lady who lost her life at the parade, and they gonna do what they gonna do to them people. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. Oh, so some of these tickets are resales on Nicki Minaj. Not that many, not that many. And the resales, let's just be real with each other. The resales are not, and that's the other thing. The resales, they're not like her resales are reasonably priced. Usher's resales are astronomically high. Okay, I just wanted to say that. I just had to say that before anybody tried to get in the comment section and correct me. Um, yeah, you guys, but I guess we'll pause here and go ahead and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next thing that we're gonna talk about is Monique, you guys. Now, I like Monique, right? And I don't have a problem with, you know, here's the thing, because I know I didn't. I'm not finna. I wasn't finna sit there and watch that 2 hour interview that Shannon Sharp did with Monique, because it was just gonna be a no for me, dog. It was gonna be enough for me, big dog, because I just couldn't do it. I couldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't. Right. But yeah, 2 hours, almost 3 hours worth of Monique. No, but I know she talked. I know the thing is Monique is very vocal, and I know last week she was, because I know she's on tour with, she did a show with what, Cat Williams, right? And if I'm mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, I believe she issued an apology to Lee, Oprah, and Tyler. I think that's what I saw on the blogs. But I mean, you've said what you've said for years, and you told them to suck your dick and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, my God, today, wow. She's I don't blame Monique for feeling how she felt, right? She is well within her rights to feel however she feels, right? And that's not for me to say, cat, dog, boo, or anything of the such, right? And I'm not going to try to police how she responds to things, right? That's not for me to do either. That's between, if that's how she felt, that's how she felt. So, it is what it is. What I do have an issue with is the fact that you got the apology from Lee Daniels, right? You continued to work with Lee. You started back working with Lee. You did that movie on BT Plus, which was terrible. My God, that movie was terrible. I watched that movie and I was like, it was it was so weird because I was like, is this supposed to be a suspense movie? Is this horror? I didn't know what the movie was, but I will say I did laugh at it. I laughed at it because it was just that terrible, right? But whatever. So she did that, and again, like I said, I'm not gonna take away how she feels, and I'm not gonna do that, but it's just like it's never ending with her. My God. Because here's the thing, from like even with me, I felt like I was wronged this week at work, right? Because I told you guys I had applied for a job and I feel like I got held back from. I don't feel like it. I know I got held back because to this day I still have not received a rejection letter from the department. And the woman who suggested to me, to apply that I spoke with, and she said you should apply for it, right? She reached out to me yesterday and she was like, hey, did you ever interview for the position? And I was like, yeah, I did. And she was like, did you get she said, did they send you anything? Like, did they say anything to you? I said, no. She said, did you get a rejection letter? I said, I didn't. And so my friend and I, we talked about it because my friend is moving over to that department. And then we talked about it. And, we both said, hey, we both have things that areas of improvement. And I absolutely agree with that. Like, I think that's the thing with Monique. Like, yeah, Lee, Tyler, and Oprah did things to you, but there's also things, like, you have to also take some accountability as well. Like, maybe I could have, granted, she did have kids, small kids, right? And I got her not wanting to be away from her babies. I got that, right? I get that. But maybe you can, there are things that we can look at and be like, you know what, I could have done this. It wouldn't have, I know that they wanted me to do this, but I could have done this. We could have worked something out. We could have did this. We could have did that, right? So for me, I said, there are things that I can work on. There are things that I can do to better myself in my position. And then on top of that, how she felt about Lee, Tyler, and Oprah is how I feel about my boss and his boss currently, right? Because I feel like they held me back because of some things that have happened, right? Because like I said, honestly, I do feel like I got held back. And the reason that I feel like I got held back is because, again, I have not gotten a rejection letter. This happened a week ago, last Friday, that they rejected me. Technically, they didn't reject me because I haven't gotten that standard letter of, we decided to go with other more qualified candidates. I feel like what happened is because last week they reached out to my boss about my friend and they released her. I also feel like they reached out last week about me. I didn't get released. And it is what it is, right? So this week, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I was upset. I was pissed, right? But then I went out to lunch with my friend and another one of our coworkers who we become real cool with, and her friend who she brought into the company. And we talked, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm letting it go. At this point, I've decided to let it go and just move forward, right? Ride the wave, just see where, or see where I go. And I think that's what I want from Monique, is just to let, it happened to you. You spoke your piece. You said how you felt. Now let it go. Move on. That's in the past. That is in the past. You realize, you also should realize you're not going, I don't know if you're expecting an apology from Oprah and Tyler. If you are, I want you to know you're not going to get it, Monique. You're not going to get it. I just want you to know that as well, right? So then this week, her son came out and spoke, Shalon, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And he talked about his relationship with his mother, or lack thereof, right? And I'm not going to speak too deeply on that because you guys know you guys don't know, but my biological mother and I, we are I wouldn't even say estranged. We just don't have a relationship with each other, and it's kind of it's different from Shalon and Monique's. But listening to him talk, I did hear some similarities. And the thing that I will say is, I did not like the fact that he never really addressed Sydney, right? He didn't really address Sydney, but then for Monique and Sydney, like that relationship is just the weirdest relationship that I've ever saw in my life, right? I think it's just weird. And like I've said numerous times on this channel, when it comes to Monique, I think Monique's ish. I think the thing that can't, why Monique is where she is in her career is literally because of Sydney. Let's just be real. I don't think that people in the industry like Sydney. I don't feel that way, right? And I know she even spoke about what Tiffany Haddish said about her husband, right? And Monique, I'm not upset about her for what she said about Tiffany Haddish. She had her feelings. She addressed what Tiffany Haddish said, and it is what it is, right? She said what she said, and I'm not pissed off about it. I'm not at all, right? But I do think that Sydney is like like a detriment to. I do feel like he's a detriment to Monique's career. I definitely do. That's my honest opinions. You guys can tell me what you think, right? But what I did not like was when Monique and Sydney, like I said, what I ultimately didn't like was when Sydney and Monique came out and they spoke, and Sydney was talking. It was mostly just Sydney talking, and then when Sydney was talking about the fact that the boy has mental health issues, it's like, sir, please stay out of this. Like, I don't feel like this has anything to do with you. Like, this is an issue. He didn't even address you. This is between him and his mother, not you, him and his mother. You stay out of it. Let them work it out. And then for Monique to put out them text messages, Monique. I don't know if you thought that those text messages were supposed to help you, because they didn't. And my problem, I feel like, because I would have been pissed if I was her son, if you sit here texting me, hey, my baby. Hey, my baby. Like, don't talk to me the way that you talk to your fans or people on social media, because that's the way you talk to, like, come up with something else for me. Don't call me don't say, hey, my baby. Hey, my baby. And honestly, can we be real with each other? That is something, I'm someone who, I'm cool with. I have family members who have, I have family members who call me, hey, baby, hey, boo. I have friends who do, hey, boo. Hey, I have friends who do that to me, right? That doesn't bother me, because that's just how they talk. But for Monique, you call everybody, hey, my baby. And I always feel like when she does that, it's a little condescending. I always get a little, I get a tinge of like, ugh, when she be like, hey, my babies. Like, no, ma'am, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Please do not do that. But yeah, like I said, I didn't like how Sydney had to, he chimed in. Like, that was something I was just like, yeah, sir, you might want to mind your business. I get it, that's your wife, but like I said, it's just something so weird about that relationship with those two. I can't ever put my finger on it. And, it is what it is. Like, we know you weren't the best mother to Shalon, because you were chasing fame. And what I will say, though, and the other thing that blew me with Monique and Sydney, right? When Sydney was talking about the fact of, you're a father now, when they were talking about how they negotiated the deal for him to get the car, I was like, so we're talking about something that's material items. We're not talking about, we showed you love, we showered you with love. You didn't speak of anything that was, affection, love, admiration, any of that stuff. You talked about materialistic shit. That doesn't, just because you buy things for people, that doesn't mean I love you. That just means I got the money and I'm gonna shell the money out for you. Like, but y'all can let me know how y'all feel about it, right? Let me know how you guys feel about it. Again, I want to say I don't dislike Monique, right? I still like Monique. I still like Monique, but I just think to myself, like, girl, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. But hey, hop down in them comments and let me know what you guys think, and we'll pause here and we'll move forward, you guys. Next up, you guys, let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta real quick, you guys. So I haven't talked about it, but you guys know that Candy has left Real Housewives of Atlanta after what? She came on season 2, and now we're going into season 16. So she's been on since season 2 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she decided that she doesn't want to return. And I'm okay with that, right? I do like Candy, and will I miss Candy on Real Housewives of Atlanta? I actually will miss Candy on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I really will. I will say, when Cynthia left Real Housewives of Atlanta, I honestly felt like Candy should have left at that time, because what Cynthia left Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13, right? And then we got season 14 and 15. And if you guys notice over the last few seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta, especially last season for sure, Candy wasn't really in the mix with the girls. So I was like, is Candy starting to back away? Because we all knew that she was doing a lot of things. She did the SWV Escape show. She was touring with her group. She was, she's doing Broadway plays. She's doing this. She's doing that. So I was like, she's burning the candle at both ends. And I was like, honestly, I felt like Candy's storyline kind of wrapped up when Riley went off to college, but she came back for season 14. I wasn't upset about it, right? And then, like I said, last season, it was just like, she wasn't really participating a lot, right? Now, I know when they went on the trip, she got sick, but she still had to come back home because she had some stuff to do. And it's just like, okay, so she did talk about the fact that with them being on this long pause, that she just realized, hey, she could spend more time with her family. She did stuff with Mama Joyce, she did stuff with the kids, and she ultimately decided she didn't want to come back. And I'm fine with that, right? So then it came out right after that, the Neighborhood Talk had put this out, that Portia and Kenya had signed on for season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I was like, okay, I'm okay with that, right? We'll talk about it in deep detail. But then people started coming out saying, nah, that ain't true. Portia ain't signed on. And so Portia this week said, Portia Williams joining Real Housewives of Atlanta? That's false. Portia Guabadia, though, is in the building. And I was like, okay. So you guys, you guys know how I feel about, you guys know that when it comes to Real Housewives of Atlanta, Portia was my girl, right? I admit that. Portia's my girl. I'm laughing because I remember season 13, after the reunion, after it was, so how did it happen? I'm trying to remember how this shit happened, right? But I remember after the reunion, Portia came out when she was with Simon, right? And I remember it like it was yesterday, because I think at that time I was putting my videos up same night. I'm gonna try to get back to that at some point, you guys. But I remember it like it was yesterday. I put that review up and somebody came in the comment section and they're like, I bet you're not gonna speak about your girl. And I was like, give me some time, y'all. Like, yes, I like Portia. Yes, I go up for Portia, right? Y'all know that. But y'all also, if y'all been around my channel, I've been on YouTube now for what, 6 years, right? How long have I been on YouTube? 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, I've been on here for 6 years now, you guys. I've been on YouTube for 6 years at this point. Y'all should know me by the, if y'all have been around for any length of time, longer, if y'all have been around for even 6 months, I think y'all realize by now that I have no problem with calling out anybody that I like. I have absolutely no problem with it, right? So I was like, yes, I'm gonna address Portia, and I did address it, and I said how I felt about it. I did not like what happened, but it ain't for me to like, to be honest with you guys. It's not for any of us to like. If she's happy with Simon, she's happy with Simon, right? But I was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. You was in the woman's house, and now you with her husband. Now we notice the real situation with Fallon and Simon and that Jayla guy. We know that story now. it still doesn't absolve Portia for me. It still doesn't absolve her, but I mean, I'm like, well, hell, if the girl was cheating on him, shit, and he left her, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But yeah, I felt the way then, and I unfollowed Portia. Now, when I unfollowed Portia because I just got tired of seeing. Because at a certain point, she just kept. I mean, god damn. I think she was doing it to stick it to people. Like, yeah, y'all gonna keep talking about it, so I'm gonna keep posting him because Portia just kept posting pictures of Simon and her, kept posting pictures. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sick of seeing this wax figure on my timeline because I follow. So that's when that happened. It wasn't until I think the summer of that year of 21 that I unfollowed. I think it was like the summer of 21 that I unfollowed Portia. I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I haven't gone back to follow her yet because I might go back and follow Portia. I don't know. Now, I am happy that Portia is back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think Portia is something that was definitely missing from the last two seasons of Atlanta. And let me say this before people get in the comment. You know, I don't want anybody to say, well, she's not going to, the ratings were where they were. I'm not talking about ratings, you guys. Portia just brought a lighthearted and fun side, and you know, her shadiness, her comebacks and stuff. She's quick witted, like she's just funny. I'm not saying she's gonna bring the ratings up. I'm just saying her energy was missed, right? Because Marlo's not funny. Sheree in her interviews can be funny, but Sheree wasn't funny, right? Drew wasn't funny. Kenya is funny, but you can't have this one funny person on the show. You need that. You need a little bit of banter, right? Kenya, Candy, I don't know, but Portia was definitely for me personally. Portia was Miss on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm happy that she's back. Now, me and my best friend were talking about it because I said Portia's back. She said I saw, and so she was asking me. She was like, you know, have you heard the rumors that they said Nene would come back as a friend of? I said I hadn't heard those rumors, and let's be real, you guys. You guys know that I did like Nene, but the thing was with me with Nene for the last, I reviewed season 11, 12, and 13, right? With Nene on there. And especially the season 11 reunion when Nene went to that reunion and she just sat there and didn't want to answer any questions. I remember that reunion too, and somebody got in the comments of that final reunion and left a long ass. I remember it because I went in. I felt the way about Nene. It's like, why did you even show up if you're not going to address what the women are saying? The reunion is supposed to be about resolution of the season. You didn't want to answer any questions about what happened. You were just sitting there like a stone wall. So you didn't want to engage, and I didn't think that I had an issue with that. And you know, the thing about Nene was Nene. I'm not gonna sit here and deny and take away the fact that Nene was good for Real Housewives of Atlanta because Mama was good for Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I also feel like with Nene, when she got to Hollywood and started acting, Nene started to smell herself, and she got that big ass hit. Her head got big, and you know, you had to bring her down a few notches. And I really feel like now she's really been knocked down a few pegs because now you're you're over there hosting reunions at Zeus Network. I'm not, you know, I don't watch Zeus. I ain't shading Zeus by no means, but my God, you're hosting the baddies reunion. All those women do are fight each other. Nothing else. They don't get anything resolved at those reunions. But hey, if the check is clearing, the check is clearing, right? And I also see people saying that they want Phaedra back. Why? I'm gonna ask that question. Why do you guys want Phaedra back? She's not giving anything on Married to Medicine. So what do you guys expect for her to give over here on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Just asking a question. Asking a legit question. That's really all I got, you guys. Let me know. Are you guys excited that Portia's back? Now, what I also will say about Portia. So for Portia and Kenya to be back, I'm fine with that. But going into season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, We have dealt with Portia and Kenya at odds with each other, being enemies. I want them to be friends with each other. I want them, they don't have to be best friends. Just be cool and cordial with each other. Like whatever new girls they bring in, that's who y'all like. The new girls gonna come for y'all. Y'all stay true to each other. Throw your little light heart shade. That's fine. Throw your little shade. We cool with that. Don't resort back to being again. It's Kenya versus Portia. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. Cause I do not want to go through a season of that shit. Oh my God, I don't want to go through a season of that because like I've said, you guys know, like I just said, I like Portia. I love Portia, right? And I've grown to like Kenya. And I want to stay on. I want to stay on this wavelength of. I like Kenya. I like Portia. I want to have fun this season with these two. I want them to have fun. I want them to go back to how it was on season 12 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, where they were cool with each other. They have more in common now than they do. They have differences. Let the new girls that are coming in, the new girls are going to want to try it with you too. Let them try it with you too. Y'all be on their asses. Read them, read them, read them, read them, read them. And I know I've saw people say that they want some of Kenya's friends. I don't want that. I don't want any of Kenya's friends. And because I know one name that they've been dropping is that Aquila girl. I think that Bravo tested her last season and she didn't do well, right? I don't think Aquila did well. And so when it comes to the new cat, because I feel like they're gonna bring back one other vet from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and at this point I'm cool if it's Sheree, child is Sheree, and I'm okay with that. I'll be all right with that. But if they bring on three other girls, and three other full times and two friends of, that's fine. Let them try to come for these new girls. Let the new girls try to come for the old, for the veterans, right? We can handle that. They can handle themselves against a new squad of girls, right? Just make sure they're not thirsty people like Nneka. Make sure they're not thirsty like Courtney, right? Oh God, make sure they're not like Courtney. Vet the fuck out of them, right? But that's it. Let me know what you guys think. And no, I don't want Marlo back. I absolutely do not want Marlo. That's all I got, you guys. We'll pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next thing that I want to talk about is Beyonce. So it's so interesting that after I did my video, and I remember, I was like, I couldn't remember the name of the second song, but it's 16 Carriages and it's Texas Hold'em. I have not listened to Texas Hold'em since then. My God, I'm just not feeling that song, you guys. It's a no for me. It's enough for me, big dog. But I will say there were some songs on, Renaissance, that I just wasn't the biggest fan of. But going to the concert, I fell in love with them, and then listening to them on the album, I've grown to love. Like one song that I wasn't the biggest fan of, America Has a Problem. America Has a Problem. Don't 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 don't. Do 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 do. So I wasn't the biggest fan of that, but going to the concert made me love it, right? So I feel like maybe if I listen to Texas Hold'em again, I might grow to like it, but I don't know, you guys. And another thing I want to point out. So I tweeted something Sunday, and I had some people come under, one person, I think he knew I was just being facetious. I wasn't being serious at all. But there was somebody else that came up under the tweet and was like, so I made a little joke like, I know K Michelle probably like, I know you. All I said was, K Michelle, when Beyonce released those songs, all I said was, I know K Michelle probably gotta be like, I know you fucking lying. I didn't. So I'm not comparing Beyonce and I'm not comparing K Michelle. I just said, I know K Michelle gotta be like, I know you fucking lying, and y'all don't know. And honestly, I know you fucking lying can be a multitude of things. Like, I know you fucking lying. So she can put out a country song and get all this, fanfare. But when I put out country music, people say things about, I don't know what people say about K Michelle's. So I was just saying, I just know K Michelle gotta be like, I know you fucking lying, right? That's all I got. That's all I said. That's all I said. But the one person, it was like, I'm not comparing them. I was not comparing K Michelle and Beyonce. I like K Michelle and I like Beyonce. I like them both, right? I love K Michelle. Absolutely love K Michelle. I listen to K Michelle's music all the fucking time. Like, so yeah, no, I wasn't comparing them. I was not, and I think she's coming out with a country song because I think it was on Instagram where they played a snippet of her country record. Because if you guys, well, I've said it plenty of times when I talk about K Michelle. I was like, what happened to her country album? Because I really do want to hear her country album. And I watched her when she was on the CMA Awards singing with what's that man name? Jelly Roll, whatever his name is. I watched that. She did amazing, right? So I'm cool with it. We need more black women. We need more black people in country music. I mean, we did. I mean, we are the originators of it, so they took it from us. So let's take it back, right? Now, there's a radio station up in Oklahoma, and I say up because Oklahoma is up from Dallas, right? That didn't want to play it until the Beehive said, "Nah, bitch, you got us fucked up. Y'all gonna play that motherfucking song," and they decided to play that song, and I was like, it's like, I don't know how I feel about that. I think it gives me the same feeling that I got when she sang at the CMA Awards with the Dixie Chicks. You know, somebody made a statement. And I think it might have been Belle. I think it might have been Belle who made this statement about country music. Yep, because it was her because what's his name passed away, and she said, "May he rest in hell." I laughed when that girl said, "May that man rest in hell." I did, there are a lot of a lot of country acts who have changed their names, right? Like Lady Antebellum, even though I love, well, they are now known by Lady A, right? In 2020, a lot of these country groups changed their names, right? Lady A. Do the Dixie Chicks still go by the Dixie Chicks, or are they now just the Chicks? Because a lot of those names were very much so problematic. But in 2020, they want to change them names. It's like, oh, okay. If it is what it is. Yep, then now they're just the Chicks. They're just the Chicks. Oh my God. It's funny, right? But like I said, I know we as black people, we are the originators of so many things, right? But it gets whitewashed throughout history. And I love that. Because I know Mickey Guyton, currently it's a lot of black let me change that. A lot of black women in country music. I actually took a screenshot and it's in my phone because the Shade Room Baller Alert, one of those blogs, had posted some of the black women that are in country music, and I gotta check them out because the thing to know about me is I actually do like country music. I love country music, you guys. I love it, right? And I know that some of the artists in the country music, they are problematic, right? I know that. But good. I love music, you guys. I just love music. That's always been my thing since I was a kid. I love music, and I can separate, except for that one guy. Try that in a small town or whatever. I don't fuck with him, cause you let me know you don't fuck with me. So if you blatantly in your songs let me know that you don't fuck with me as a black person, then bitch, I don't fuck with you. So you ain't getting my dollars. Now if you blatantly and openly do the shit, then absolutely not. It ain't gonna happen, Captain. It's not gonna happen, right? But if you just, the thing that I'm getting to the point of, I'm trying to separate politics from, so many things, right? Because if I sit here and think about, if I, when you think about it, I think it is problematic if people align with the orange man, right? But those are your thoughts and beliefs and ideas, right? As long as you, oh God, I want us to at some point get the fuck away from him. That's all I want. It's just to get the fuck away from that man and pretend like he never existed. Pretend like he was like, if we can erase anything from history, let's erase the fact that he was ever president of the United States of America. Let me know what you guys thought about the radio station I want to play Beyonce's record, because I know I went on so many different tangents, and it is what it is. pausing here, moving forward, you guys. You guys, here's a name that I ain't saw in a minute. Rachel Dolezal. Rachel Dolezal, you guys. That woman is still pretending. Is she still pretending like? Is she really still like pretending to be a black woman? Like, is she still out there cosplaying as a black woman, even though, even though everybody knows that you were born a white woman? This is my problem when it comes to, you know. Let me not say that. Let me not say that. Let me not say that. Actually, no, let me say that, right? Let me say it, but let me clean up what I was going to say. I have an issue when it comes to things that we do, right? What things that we do, how we look, you know, with our hair, our body style, our body types, right? You know, braids, the afro, the curls, everything that we do. Whenever they mimic it, it's cool. Whenever we do it and it's natural to us, it's hood, it's ghetto, it's this, it's that, right? But then when they do it, oh, it's chic, it's the latest trend, it's the latest thing to do, right? Like Kim Kardashian with the braids, Miley Cyrus when she was acting like a little black girl, right? It's all cool when they do it, or you know, now women go out there and trying to get these big butts, right? It's all ghetto and nasty and it's something natural on black people, but then you attach a white face to it and it's acceptable. Oh, that's chic. Oh, that's chic. It's acceptable. Rachel Dolezal is a prime example of that, right? A white woman that cosplayed as a black woman, knowing damn well she was born Caucasian, right? Now, Rachel Dolezal lost her job this week. Not Rachel Dolezal lost her job this week. She was a teacher, and she lost her job because they found out she's on OnlyFans. I was like, oh, okay, girl, you on OnlyFans? Now I want us to take the stigma away from OnlyFans, right? Because I know people now think of OnlyFans as sex work, right? But that's not what it's not all that OnlyFans is similar to Patreon, right? Where you have this paid service where people come to watch your content, right? You can do whatever you want to do on there. Because I have saw people who Sean T, right? Sean T and his husband, they have an OnlyFans and it's literally just for, you know, fitness. So I want us to destigmatize that, right? It's not just for sex work, but I'm assuming because I saw Rachel Dolezal and I saw a picture of her in some lingerie. So I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, she's still trying to, she still got that tan and still got them curls. Girl, you are not black. Ain't nothing about you black. But okay, if that's what you know, it is what it is with her. Let her live her life, right? And that's it, you guys. We'll pause here and we're gonna wrap up. I got two things that I want to talk about. I'm gonna talk about them very briefly. So the first thing is we're gonna say congratulations to Jess Hilarious. So Jess Hilarious is expecting a baby with her boyfriend. Now, is this the same guy that she was on couples retreat with, or did they break up? Let me know, because I don't keep up with Jess Hilarious like that. Don't keep up with her, but congratulations to her nonetheless, right? And then Mike Epps and Shannon Sharp, them two going back and forth with each other. Y'all too fucking old to be having miscommunication issues. Like, just sit down like two grown ass adults and have a conversation with each other. Like, now, I wouldn't want to. Shannon Sharp is big as hell, and I definitely wouldn't want to go up against that big ass giant. Then Mike Epps, is from the, like, no, I wouldn't want to fuck with you either because I don't trust you like that. So I don't want to go up against either one of y'all, but y'all too old for the shit, right? But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about these topics that we discussed this week. Be sure to like said video, you guys, and like the video, subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications, and also share the video, you guys. And yeah, you guys, we gonna get like I keep saying. I know I keep saying it every time I do a let's get into the blogs. I say every time we gonna get into it. We gonna get back into the swing of things. I definitely do plan on it, right, you guys? I definitely do plan on getting back to my regular schedule of having these videos up on Friday morning. I just got the thing is I just have to find time, throughout. I have to find time in my work schedule to record the video. That's all it is, right? And I feel like I know for a fact once Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Miami go off, that'll free up my third because that'll free up my Thursday because I do my videos on Thursday, so that'll free up my Thursday, and maybe I can. I'm doing this like y'all can see. Like, I don't know what this is, but it'll free up my Thursday, and I can do the videos throughout. I can probably do it on my lunch break, or maybe I can wake up early in the morning and do it before I go to work. I don't know, but we'll figure it out, you guys. But yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys later, you guys. I will be going live on Sunday for Love is Blind. Y'all, I still ain't got through the first episode of Love is Blind. I ain't got through the first episode of Love is Blind. But I'm going to get through it. And then we'll go live to talk about it. And Love and Marriage DC, I'll have that up as well. Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine are back this Sunday. And also Ready to Love. I have all those up for you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Be blessed, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.